Guys, deluded you know, it's no secret how much I rate Calum Chambers, man. 30-odd appearances in his first year, took it by storm, got savaged by Montero and Mane on two separate occasions, and got killed by them on the first game of this season, well, last season. Confidence gone. Long story short, he's gone Middlesbrough playing a couple games, and he's got a lot to think about now. Now his career's up in tatters, it's up in air in his club, his career, he's got 2 years left on his contract here, 2019. We don't know if he's going to make it here. Personally, if it was up to me, the guy would stay. I would have told him, forget this holiday business. Well, of course, you could have had a week, but cut this holiday short. You're coming to China. Come and push the likes of Koscielny and these guys there, and these sort of players. Because first game of the season, who is going to play? Yes, they could be Kozlesniak. Monreal probably get sneaked there, and you got Mertesacker and other options, and Bielik as well. But when you consider that Koscielny, there's going to come a time when we're going to need to finish off Koscielny. He's going to be finished here. Gabriel is time to cut. Mertesacker's not getting any younger. I know we're not in the Champions League, but there's the Europa League and things like that. Chambers is a player that could get games, if not this season, in times to come. Now, with that said, a decision needs to become whether we loan him out and get further games, like he played however many appearances for Middlesbrough, and get something similar to that, because realistically, this present day is going to be fighting Koscielny for a spot, Staffy for a shot. Holding, who's managed to keep out for England by Arsenal, Holding very much looks ahead of the pecking order. Gabriel's out for injury, but even though I don't rate him, and I think Chambers should be ahead of him in the pecking order. Educated guess, Gabriel will probably play ahead of him, and then so on and so forth. Bielik's probably rated ahead of him. But there's bodies. We need bodies. I mean, when Koscielny does call it a day, yes, we'll probably sign another centre-half and be on the lookout for a centre-half. But on paper, you have Mustafi of decent age that will somewhat be the leader. Holding has shown what he's about. Then you've got Bielik/Chambers to fight. I mean, and it's down to all three of these Holdings, Chambers, and the Bieliks to make it and be someone here and things like that. But the decision's been made. You're hearing the likes of Palace, etc., interested, and for 20-odd million. I suppose we'll make our 16 million back on what, if we look at it black and white, someone that's not going to play games. If we were to make an educated guess, or not even an educated guess from the manager's side of view, I believe he could play games here. I mean, if I was Chambers, like I just said, I would have been in pre-season trying to crack on, but I'd also consider going out on loan, because you played however many games. It's been important. Yeah, there was incidences. He played right back at Middlesbrough, but for the majority of his centre-half, yeah, they got relegated, but he got to play games, got that experience that you can't buy. You can't get that experience just watching from the bleachers, from the subs bench. So would you really want to face the prospect of from going from that to sitting on the bench, relying on the Europa League on paper, FA Cup on paper, Carling Cup on paper, or if there's injuries, or like you see the start of the season, this last season when he played, and the start of this year when our first choice centre backs might not be there. He has a choice to make. Only he knows that. I can see it from the manager's point of view, from the club's point of view, from the players' point of view. I can see it from all of them. But if I was him, there are some clubs I would consider joining. Everton first, Koeman, former manager, done it all, household name as a player, doing bits as a manager. Splashing the cash for Everton. They're getting new investors and things like that. Very much an ambitious club, showing obviously it looks like they want to get in Champions League. Sign the likes of Sandro, Klaassen, Rooney. Speaking of Rooney, I know Rooney's not a young English player, but he's someone that could give him experience and someone that could sit down and have a conversation with. Young players like Holgate, Pickford, Michael Keane, Tom Davies, a couple other young players. Very much a homegrown contingent of core values together with Everton. Fantastic history and tradition and sets of fans. It could all go great for him there. Brighton, on the basis they've just got promoted fairly, they got the likes of Sully March, some decent young players, played decent football. It's somewhat like Middlesbrough being another dogfight. Learn what it means to fight for every 3 points again. You'll probably play games on paper for them. I think they're under Chris Hughton. That's an option. Allegedly, they're interested in him. Palace, they're interested already. New manager, De Boer. Like I said, he'll be in London. New manager, new ideas. Who knows what that club wants to be? They could sell him a project. Sorry, I don't know why I said product. And you could be something there. Who knows in that regards. You've also got to consider West Ham, like Palace, London. I believe he's better than all their centre-halves. No disrespect to Hammers or their players. Obona, I think he levels in / better than. I don't think there's nothing to write home about than him. What's that noise? James Collins, no. Reed, no. I think he'll play games there. Southampton are rumoured to want him back. That's where he made, well, I don't want to say made his name, because he technically hasn't made his name anywhere, but that's where he got his big break. Returning home, know what the club's about. They know what you're about. It'll be a bit awkward after you return and it didn't happen. But yeah, Then they've also got a new manager in Pellegrino. That's he was a former centre half. He plays a numerous amount of systems, so he'll become a better footballer. His footballing IQ will improve because you imagine in a game you're playing a back four and you switch to a back three, you'll become a better footballer. And if you're a better footballer, like getting more money, play for big clubs, ultimately win trophies and things of that nature. Of course, there's a couple other clubs he could consider signing for and things of that. Probably anyone in the bottom, probably I'd say below the top 8, probably interested in him. Probably because the others are stocked with centre halves, and he could probably squeeze into a couple of them other sides. But yeah, guys, the Lugano. The optimist in me says he won't be sold and he'll stay here. Pessimist, and based on reports, is the guy's going to be gone. Hope at best for a clause in his contract, but there's not much more to be said on that front, guys. The Lugano, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching.